half the undercard matches were better than that one.
Yeah, I don't know, Dyson.
We're live.
All right, so Dyson, let's talk about that. What do you think?
Yeah, it was great to see wrestling back, but I mean, a lot of those Lugo Pletcher, that was a great match. Both guys getting after it. Lugo getting to his underhooks, pushing the pace, and Pletcher trying some offensive stuff, getting into some legs. Lugo getting on some good shots. I don't think he finished any, but he got in a couple good ones, and that was a heck of a match. That was a great one.
That was a better match than Nolf and Oliver.
Yeah.
Do you agree? I mean,
Nolf Oliver was a little bit disappointing because obviously main event, you think gonna be, and especially those two guys going at it, you think a ton of points are gonna be scored and everything like that, and no offensive points were scored. I guess he did give Nolf a takedown there at the end, but still.
I agree. It was disappointing just because, I mean, earlier today we were talking about how many points are going to be scored. There was a lot of hand fighting, a lot of head defense, but not a whole lot of action by either guy.
Yeah.
Disappointed. But I'm happy wrestling's back. I mean, don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm happy wrestling's back, but it's just I wish it would have been a little bit more action-packed. You know?
Yeah, that the Mitch McKee Dardanes one. I know you said you didn't get a chance to watch it, but that was the first one. That was a pretty good one. McKee obviously just graduated college. Dardanes is veteran and stuff like that, but McKee was able to get on some offense, and that was a good match. And then also Saunders. Who was it? Richards.
Yeah, Zach Sanders and Zane Richards. That was a good match.
Yeah, that was a good one. Saunders hit probably about 20 duck unders that match. It was unbelievable, and they were just getting so many flurries. I really like that one.
And Pat Downey gets PD3.
Yeah.
Didn't pan out the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
That was not his best performance.
Yeah, it was.
It's hard to believe that. It's hard to think that. That David Taylor, you were just telling me about how he wanted to wrestle him without any tech falls. He may put up 30 points on Pat Downey.
Yeah, that was. I think Downey even picked Greco. They flipped the coin and Downey picked it, and he picked Greco, and it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, I would say it probably didn't work out in his favor. Definitely not that competitive. And then I thought you were right. Lugo and Pletcher was a good match. Both guys were going after it, and both guys are so similar. But I think you were mentioning it while we were watching it. Lugo's underhooks, really solid from that position, and he was just able to exploit that. And I thought that he was very impressive. I was rooting for Pletcher, obviously a PA guy, but Lugo was very impressive.
Yeah, it was. And I said when we were live earlier, Lugo actually started when he first started wrestling. He actually wrestled freestyle first, and then we really haven't seen him. Maybe in high school and stuff, but at least as he was maybe relevant in wrestling world and college and all that, last couple of years he didn't really wrestle freestyle much, but he looked real good tonight. His positioning was just so good, and that underhooks he was just able to push the pace and get on some good attacks.
I tell you what, it was fun to watch wrestling again. It was fun to see those guys, especially big name guys that we just saw this season, like Pletcher and Lugo. Seeing guys like Cale Sanderson, Cody Sanderson, Kenny Monday, and all those guys, Keith Gavin out there, people that we haven't really seen since beginning of March. At the conference tournament. So it's really nice just to see wrestling back. And I know you and I were both a little disappointed in the finale.
Yeah.
But Jason-Nolf said he hopes he said he wanted to wrestle him again. He actually was disappointed. He said that kind of stunk.
Yeah.
We can do. He said something along the lines of we can do better than that. Uh, they definitely can. Both those guys have a lot more to offer. Um, that was not the display that we were wanting or that they were expecting. I don't think.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like I said earlier, you're thinking those guys. You're thinking um, Oliver getting on some attacks, like some low ankle stuff, uh, quick attacks, and Nolf maybe getting some scrambles and stuff like that. But there was. I don't even know if there was any attacks, like even
Not any true.
attempts.
Not
Yeah.
any real attacks. And the thing with Jo is he can score from space. He can score from so many different positions, and he has so many different attacks in his arsenal that I was surprised that he didn't really use those and go towards those. Nolf, I thought, pushed the pace. Um, I thought from early on he was really the one kind of controlling. What did you think of size difference? I was expecting a little bit bigger of a size difference, but Jo
Yeah,
looks
Jail.
skinny.
He looked a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be, though. He looked a lot stronger and bigger than maybe last time we saw him. But definitely Nolf had a size advantage, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say Nolf a little bit had a size advantage. It'd be interesting to see how he continues to grow and progresses. Um, him and Mark Hall could be essentially the same weight. Vincenzo Joseph could be up there as well, and it'll be interesting to see how all those Nittany Lions are going to kind of stack up and see who comes out, kind of the guy who's um, ahead of the curve here. I don't know. I think Jo though, he was just going out there to have fun. I think he was pretty obvious just based on his social media stuff. He was just going out there to kind of have a good time, get back into wrestling. So I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be ready to go and in a little bit better shape maybe.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Jo got in. And I was saying like he was moving a lot and getting some fakes and stuff, but it was. It was just. I was thinking like, I mean, such a good match and all that, and then no offensive points. I was like, dang.
Yeah, I mean, I was really looking forward to it, and I kind of left disappointed, as you said. We both kind of did, but hey, wrestling's back. That's all we can ask for.
Wrestling is back.
So you know what? I'm happy with it. Shout out to Chicago Regional Training Center, Beat the Streets, all those folks who were able to make it happen and get out there and put this together, especially during these times. That shows a lot of dedication and definitely some commitment and to actually get the things up and running. So, Dyson, let's talk a little bit about the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Seabass going to Rutgers. We all no one's surprised about that. The question I have is, does he wrestle 33 or 41? And what does Nick Soriano do? Is he coming back? Is he not?
Yeah, I think Seabass goes 41, and I also saw that maybe Soriano takes another red shirt because I think he still has a red shirt left, right? I believe he wrestled his true freshman year, so I don't think he used the red shirt yet. So
yeah,
I think
the year he was at Penn State, he was injured. Yeah, he. So I guess it's in theory he could.
I think if I was Rutgers, I'd want to get both those guys in the lineup though.
Yeah, I mean that would be nice to find a way to get them both in. And Seabass, I mean he looked big at 33 last year, so
yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's up at 41. They have some young guys too coming in and at Rutgers that are already there, so I don't think they're not gonna be hurting for anybody at 25 through 41 anytime in the next couple of years. They should be. Rutgers is a program that I think, much like how NC State really started pushing the pace forward with the last couple of years, 5 years. I think Rutgers is kind of doing that same thing. So, looking forward to seeing what they do. What about Gavin Teasdale? He's leaving Iowa. What do you think happens?
I think definitely if it's a D1, I think it's definitely a small D1 school in PA, like maybe Clarion, Edinburgh, Lock Haven, something like that. Also, definitely UPJ a possibility with Jody Strittmatter, obviously as club coach in high school, being an assistant there. So I think that would be a good fit. Yeah, I'm definitely somewhere in PA. I'm definitely thinking.
I hope he wrestles. I hope he does compete,
Yeah,
but I really don't know what to expect. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. Um, I said this earlier. I just hope that he gets his life on track. Gets his things together. That he has to deal with his demons that I know are probably still haunting him a little bit. And just as long as he's in a good place, I think he'll be okay. But I'd love to see him on the mat. We know what the talent level's like. We know how good he is. We know when he's at his peak what he can do. It's just a matter of getting him there. Um, it's hard for me to think about Gavin not doing well in college because of how much he dominated in high school and how well he did. But that's how things happen. Look at Chance Marstow. Look, and he was able to kind of definitely salvage his career and have a good career at Lock Haven. But sometimes you got to hit rock bottom a couple times for it to actually come all to fruition. So I hope Gavin does get on the right path, and I hope he ends up back on the mat, whether it's D2, D1, D3, it doesn't matter. I just hope he gets back to competing.
yeah, definitely. Like you said, he's been one of the most dominant wrestlers, at least in the last decade here in PA. Four-time state champ, maybe one of the best ever. It's be great to see him back on the mat and doing well in college.
So we also had North Allegheny starting a girls program, which was huge news out of Western Pennsylvania. Dan Heckert from North Allegheny is going to be their head coach. That was really big. That's the fourth school now in Pennsylvania to sanction or to start a girls program. So only 96 more until the PIAA officially recognizes girls wrestling as a sport. So I think we're going to see a lot more movement towards that, especially in Western Pennsylvania. Now that North Allegheny came out and became the first school, I think we're going to see a bunch of other schools trying to get on that. So, Dysen, any chance anyone up north out of your way, Punxsutawney area, anyone going to start a girls program out there?
I mean, I don't know yet, but I actually had a girl on my junior high team this year that did pretty well. So I'd like to see one here in Punxsy. I think we could get a couple more out if we had an all girls team that wrestled strictly girls. So I think it's great for the sport as far as uh, growing, obviously growing women's wrestling, but growing wrestling as a whole. Maybe just getting women's wrestling in as well. So yeah, I definitely like it, and I think it's a great idea. But I don't know. I don't know if any up here. I'd love to see one here in Punxsy.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have a full lineup. So I mean, it definitely should be popping up more and more across the state. Um, what else you got? What else you got in news wise, Dyson?
I mean, we talked a little bit about the Flows event next
Yeah.
July in
So who's
July.
who's wrestling in that?
So we got Dake Taylor, or not Dake Taylor, Dake Taylor
I
Downey,
wish we had Dave Taylor.
Taylor Downey, uh, Pletcher Ashnault, and Chamizo Dake.
Three pretty big matches.
Yeah,
Dake Chamizo probably the biggest one because Taylor is just gonna destroy PD3. Um, Ashnault. If Pletcher doesn't wrestle, if he wrestles like he did against Lugo, I think Ashnault's probably the favorite there. So, um, as much as I don't want to say that, but I think just he needs to. When is that, Dyson? In a week or 2 weeks?
July 25th, not
Okay,
till then.
so still got a couple weeks to get some workouts in, and I don't know. Dake Chimizio is definitely the one that intrigues everybody, being world champions. I think that this is Taylor. David Taylor is obviously the guy that, when he got injured, was kind of at the peak of his freestyle career, just kind of just mopping the mats with people. So, can he get back to that form after being injured? can he just kind of slide right back into where he was before? I don't know, but if it's a David Taylor that we've seen of years past, I don't think it's going to be any competition, to be honest, Dysen.
Yeah, I think he definitely handles him pretty well. Uh, I heard we mentioned this, but he asked for no tech falls and just actually I think he might have asked for an 8-minute match instead of 6, and no tech falls, so he could just beat up on Downey the whole 8 minutes.
That's a lot. I don't want to spend more than 3 seconds on the mat with David Taylor, so I would not. Even if I'm Downey, I'm not saying 8 minutes. No way. Especially not after
I
what
don't
we
even
just
know
saw.
if it was because then Downey was getting a bunch of hate for turning that down and being like and being a baby about it and stuff. But I guess it wasn't Downey that turned it down. I guess maybe they just didn't do it or whatever. But that would have been kind of funny to see.
Yeah, maybe for one of them, not for the other. Yeah, well,
Downey might.
That's
As much as Downey says he might not turned it down, he might be he might have threw a party when he realized that they weren't actually doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dysen, I'm just glad we were able to see some wrestling tonight. We're going to try to make this kind of a regular occurrence with you and I kind of talking a little bit through and just kind of going through some things because things are happening now.
Yeah.
Some things with wrestling are happening. We got some other things going on, so I'm excited to kind of talk wrestling again because it's been so long since we have. So excited about that. But yeah, man, let's continue to do it and keep on watching some wrestling. We got some good wrestling coming up here again in a couple weeks. So there'll be more for us to talk about. And there's a lot to talk about even without that. So I'm sure we'll be coming to you pretty soon. And Dysen, keep on getting bigger, man.
And we can in the meantime we can be previewing next season and we can find stuff to talk about.
There's always stuff to talk about for sure.
Yeah.
And right now I hope Rob Waltko and Joe Youngblood are gearing up for their push-ups that they have to do because we put some bets on some push-ups on this one. You came out. Well, no, you lost one, right? You lost.
Yeah, I don't even know how I gotta go back and look because I know I had
50 push-ups for Nolf and JO. So
no, I think I got 150.
You have 150.
I think 150.
And someone more. Else has 150 push-ups.
Because I won 100. I won 100 for on JO against Joe, and I think I lost that. So that's at least 100. I think I might have. And then I think I had Dom for 50 too. So that's I got 150 push-ups.
You need to do them. You need to do them. And so
yeah, I'm not gonna be like them and say I'll get a video once I get home or I'll get a video to you tomorrow. Like I'm gonna do them right now.
As you should. You're a growing boy. You're trying to wrestle 106 pounds next year. You better get moving. Us old men, pumping out push-ups isn't the same as it used to be. So, but hey, that's the risk you take, man. It's harder to bet doing push-ups than it is with money because with money, you never really feel it, but with push-ups, you're feeling it. So, so why don't you get going on those push-ups, Dysen?
I will.
It was great talking to you. Great watching some wrestling tonight. For all you wrestling fans out there, stay tuned to PA Power Wrestling on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. We're going to be doing a lot more here in the next couple weeks here, bringing some coverage to you. I know we got top class of 2021, 2022 coming down the pipe here for a little bit, and we're going to have a lot more content. So stay tuned to us. All right, Dysen?
Sounds good.
All right. Stay classy, wrestling fans.